What if you could sip tea in a charming hill town and then trek to the edge of the world, all in just a matter of hours? In Sri Lanka, this is not just possible, it's a way of life. Whether you're planning your next adventure, or simply curious about Sri Lanka, make sure to stay with me. Ella. Located in Sri Lanka's hill country. At an elevation of 1041 meters, Ella transforms the landscape into a mesmerizing display of mountains and tea plantations. The town is marked by the iconic Ella Gap, a deep valley that cuts through the southern mountain wall, offering views that stretch to the coastal plains. 9-arch bridge stands as an engineering marvel, its 9 massive arches supporting trains as they pass through lush tea gardens. Built in 1921 during British colonial times, the bridge was constructed entirely of stone, brick, and cement, without using any steel. Little Adams Peak, rising 1141 meters, offers a relatively easy hike, leading to panoramic views of the Ella Gap and surrounding valleys. The area's microclimate creates perfect conditions for tea cultivation, with the cool mountain air and frequent mist providing ideal growing conditions. Tea factories still operate using century-old machinery, processing leaves picked by hand from the surrounding slopes. Sigiriya Rock Fortress. Rising dramatically from the central plains. This ancient palace and fortress complex soars 200 meters above the surrounding landscape. Built in the 5th century by King Kashyapa, Sigiriya's most striking feature is its near-vertical walls, topped by a flat-topped summit that spans 1.6 hectares. The Lion Gate, once a massive, brick-built lion, still shows its enormous paws carved into the rock. Though the head had long collapsed, these paws guarded the final ascent to the palace. The western wall features the renowned Sigiriya frescoes, ancient paintings of celestial maidens that have retained their vibrant colors for over 1,500 years. A highly sophisticated hydraulic system still functions today, feeding the water gardens at the base through an intricate network of fountains and channels. The mirror wall, polished so thoroughly it once reflected like glass, contains over 1,800 pieces of ancient graffiti, some dating back to the 8th century. Today, 1,200 limestone steps lead visitors to the summit, where remnants of the royal palace offer panoramic views of the ancient gardens and surrounding jungle. Yala National Park. Sprawling across Sri Lanka's southeast coast, Yala stands as the country's most visited and second-largest national park. The landscape is a remarkable blend of semi-arid terrain, ranging from dense jungle to open grasslands and coastal lagoons. It boasts the world's highest density of leopards, with these elusive cats often spotted draped across tree branches or prowling through the bush. Ancient Buddhist ruins, scattered throughout the park, reveal its historical significance as part of an ancient civilization. The park's unique ecosystem supports 44 different species of mammals, including sloth bears, elephants, and crocodiles. The coastline features massive rock formations and endless stretches of pristine beach, where sea turtles come to nest. Bird enthusiasts flock here to observe over 215 species. The park experiences 2 monsoon seasons, transforming the landscape from dusty plains to lush greenery. Block 1, the most visited area, showcases all of Yala's diverse habitats within a relatively compact space. Gal Fort. Perched on Sri Lanka's southwestern coast, Gal Fort stands as the finest preserved colonial fortress in South Asia. Built by the Portuguese in the 16th century, and extensively fortified by the Dutch in the 17th century. Its massive ramparts have withstood both time and tsunami. The fort's impressive granite walls encompass 130 acres of living history, where colonial-era buildings blend with modern boutiques and cafes. The iconic lighthouse built in 1939 marks the fort's southernmost point, standing sentinel over the harbor that once made Gaul a crucial trading port. The Dutch Reformed Church, built in 1755, features unique architectural elements, including its floor, paved with gravestones from Dutch cemeteries. The narrow streets follow the original grid pattern laid out by the Dutch, lined with buildings that showcase a unique fusion of European architectural styles and South Asian traditions. Walking along the ramparts at sunset offers views of traditional fishing boats dotting the horizon, while locals gather to play cricket in the grassy areas below. The fort's coral and limestone walls have proven remarkably resilient. During the 2004 tsunami, they protected the inner city from devastation. Nuwara Eliya, often called Little England. Nuwara Eliya sits 1868 meters above sea level in Sri Lanka's Central Highlands. The landscape is a patchwork of carefully manicured tea estates, where bright-clad tea pluckers still hand-pick leaves using traditional methods. The city retains its colonial charm with Tudor-style hotels, a post office from the Victorian era, and an 18-hole golf course established in 1889, one of Asia's oldest. Lake Gregory, created by British Governor William Gregory in 1873, mirrors the surrounding hills and often becomes shrouded in morning mist. The climate here is unique for Sri Lanka, with temperatures rarely exceeding 20 C or 68 F. This cool weather allows for the cultivation of vegetables and flowers, typically found in European gardens. The Pedro Tea Estate, established in 1885, still operates using traditional machinery, producing some of the world's most sought-after high-grown teas. Horton Plains National Park lies nearby, where the landscape suddenly drops 870 meters at world's end. Marissa Beach. Located on Sri Lanka's southern coast, Marissa has transformed from a quiet fishing village into a tropical paradise without losing its authentic charm. The crescent-shaped beach stretches for about a kilometer, framed by swaying coconut palms that lean out over golden sand. A distinctive feature is Parrot Rock, a small rocky outcrop that juts into the ocean, offering panoramic views of the coastline during sunset. The waters here are among the world's best spots for blue whale watching, particularly from November to April, when these magnificent creatures migrate along the coast. Secret Beach, tucked away in a hidden cove, requires a short trek through jungle paths, but rewards visitors with pristine waters and natural swimming pools formed by rock formations. The beach's position creates perfect conditions for surfing, with waves suitable for both beginners and experienced surfers. At night, the shoreline comes alive with small beach bars illuminated by lanterns, while local fishermen still practice traditional stilt fishing at dawn and dusk. Kandy. Nestled in a valley surrounded by misty mountains, Kandy was the last capital of Sri Lanka's ancient kings. The sacred temple of the tooth takes center stage, housing Buddhism's most venerated relic, a tooth of the Buddha in a golden casket. Built in 1595, the temple complex features intricate Kandyan architecture, with its golden-roofed shrine drawing thousands of white-clad pilgrims daily. The city wraps around Kandy Lake, an artificial water body created in 1807 by the last king, Sriwikrama Rajasinghe. The Royal Botanical Gardens at Paradania, established in 1821, showcases over 4,000 species of plants, including a rare collection of orchids. Kandy's cultural importance peaks during the Asala Parajara, a 10-day festival where elaborately decorated elephants parade through torch-lit streets. The city's sacred status earned it UNESCO World Heritage recognition. Traditional arts still thrive here, with workshops producing intricate wood carvings and elaborate Kandyan dance performances held daily. Harikesha Bay. A horseshoe-shaped bay on Sri Lanka's southern coast, Harikesha represents the perfect blend of surfing paradise and tropical tranquility. The bay's unique shape creates two distinct surf breaks, a gentle beach break, perfect for beginners on one side, and a more challenging reef break that attracts experienced surfers on the other. Ancient palm trees line the shore, their trunks curved at impossible angles from years of sea breezes. Unlike many southern beaches, Harikesha's protected position means it's swimmable year-round, with calm waters in the bay center even during monsoon season. The surrounding jungle hillsides house traditional Sri Lankan villages, where life continues at a peaceful pace. Morning light reveals local fishermen launching their traditional wooden boats from the beach's eastern end. The bay's underwater topography includes coral formations that attract colorful fish, making it an excellent spot for snorkeling. Dambulla Cave Temple. Located atop a massive granite outcrop, the Dambulla Cave Temple rises 160 meters above the surrounding plains. Dating back to the 1st century BCE, these 5 caves serve as one of Buddhism's most elaborate and best-preserved temple complexes. The caves house 153 Buddha statues, 3 statues of Sri Lankan kings, and 4 Hindu deities. Most striking are the cave ceilings, covered in intricate frescoes spanning 100 square meters, depicting key moments from Buddha's life and Sri Lankan history. The first cave, called the Cave of the Divine King, features a 14-meter reclining Buddha carved from solid rock. The cave walls still bear traces of paint from the original artwork, created over 2,000 years ago. The drip ledge, carved into the rock above the caves, ingeniously diverts rainwater to protect the ancient artwork. The largest cave, known as the Cave of the Great Kings, contains 16 standing and 40 seated Buddha statues. Arigam Bay. Curving along Sri Lanka's east coast, Arigam Bay has earned its reputation as one of Asia's premier surfing destinations. The Main Point Break, simply called Main Point, draws surfers from around the world between May and October when consistent waves peel perfectly along the headland. Elephant Rock, a short distance south, offers both a challenging surf spot and frequent sightings of wild elephants that roam nearby La Jogala National Park. The bay's arid microclimate means less rainfall than the rest of Sri Lanka, creating ideal surf conditions throughout the season. Traditional fishing boats still dot the shoreline at sunrise, while the nearby Potaville Lagoon hosts an array of birdlife, including painted storks and rare raptors. The village retains its laid-back atmosphere, despite its international surfing fame. Ancient Buddhist ruins hidden in the surrounding jungle reveal the area's historical significance. The waters near Whiskey Point, another popular surf break, are known for their phosphorescent plankton that create natural light shows at night. Anuradhapura. Once a grand religious capital that reigned for over 1,000 years. Anuradhapura stands as Sri Lanka's most important ancient Buddhist city. The Jetavana Ramaya Dagoba, built in the 3rd century, was once the world's tallest brick structure at 122 meters, requiring bricks that could support the weight of 93 million others. At its heart grows the Sramahi Bodhi, the world's oldest documented tree, planted in 288 BCE. From a cutting of the original Bodhi tree, under which Buddha attained enlightenment. Yabajira Monastery Complex once housed 5,000 Buddhist monks and sprawled across 200 hectares. Its massive dagoba, second only to the pyramids of Giza at its peak. The Ruwanwalizia Stupa, gleaming white and perfectly proportioned, remains an engineering marvel with its precise hemispherical dome. The Thupa Ramaya, the first dagoba built in Sri Lanka, houses relics of the Buddha and showcases the earliest Buddhist architecture on the island. The city's sophisticated irrigation system included the Tisaviva and Baswaklima reservoirs, which still supply water to local farmers. Tangal. A serene stretch along Sri Lanka's southern coast. Tangal combines pristine beaches with historical significance. The coastline alternates between sheltered coves and exposed bays, where waves crash against rocky headlands, worn smooth by centuries of ocean spray. Silent Beach, true to its name, offers a secluded sanctuary, protected by natural rock pools that create safe swimming areas during high tide. The 18th-century Dutch fort, though smaller than its Gaul counterpart, stands guard over the old harbor, where fishing boats still dock with their daily catch. Nearby Rekwa Beach serves as one of Sri Lanka's most important turtle nesting sites, where 5 species of marine turtles come ashore under moonlit skies. The surrounding countryside features ancient temple caves, their walls adorned with frescoes dating back to the Kandian period. Multiple lagoons dot the landscape, creating brackish ecosystems where fishermen still practice traditional methods. Kalpishia. Jutting into the Indian Ocean along Sri Lanka's western coast, Kalpishia sits on a narrow peninsula where the Puttalam Lagoon meets the sea. The area has become renowned for its exceptional kite surfing conditions, with strong, consistent winds blowing across flat lagoon waters from May to October. Dutch Fort, built in 1676, stands as a reminder of the peninsula's strategic importance in the colonial spice trade. The waters off Kalapishya host one of the world's largest gatherings of spinner dolphins, with pods of hundreds frequently seen performing their acrobatic displays. Alankuta Beach, with its pristine stretch of sand, offers prime whale watching opportunities between December and March. When both sperm whales and blue whales migrate through these waters. The lagoon's extensive mangrove networks create crucial breeding grounds for many fish species, while supporting a diverse ecosystem of birds, including flamingos and herons. Bar Reef, Sri Lanka's largest coral reef system, lies just offshore, spanning nearly 300 square kilometers, and housing over 150 species of coral. Jaffna. Situated at Sri Lanka's northernmost tip, Jaffna embodies a distinct Tamil culture, shaped by centuries of South Indian influence. The star-shaped Jaffna fort, built by the Portuguese in 1618 and expanded by the Dutch, stands as the second-largest Dutch colonial fort in Sri Lanka. The Nallar Kandaswamy Temple, with its golden arched towers, represents the pinnacle of Tamil architecture, drawing thousands of devotees during its 25-day annual festival in August. The shallow waters of the Jaffna Lagoon support a unique ecosystem where flamingos wade through salt pans that have produced sea salt for centuries. The public library, rebuilt after its tragic burning in 1981. Delft Island, accessible by boat, features wild ponies, descended from Dutch colonial stock, roaming freely among limestone structures built from ancient coral. The peninsula's distinctive red soil and limestone bedrock create perfect conditions for growing unique varieties of mangoes, grapes, and palmyra palms. Anuradhapura. Protected by a natural coral reef, Anuradhapura's perfect crescent of golden sand curves along Sri Lanka's southern coast. A coral reef protects the bay, creating calm, shallow waters ideal for swimming and snorkeling throughout the year. Jungle Beach, accessible via a short trek through dense forest, provides a secluded alternative to the main beach. With crystal-clear waters teeming with tropical fish, the area played a crucial role in local folklore. Legend says a giant used a piece of Sri Lanka to fight a demon, creating the bay's distinctive shape. Ancient Ramusala Temple sits amid dense vegetation where traditional healers still gather medicinal herbs believed to be remnants of herbs dropped by Hanuman in the Ramayana epic. The beach's gentle curves create perfect conditions for year-round swimming, unlike many of Sri Lanka's southern beaches. Now that we've journeyed through Sri Lanka's extraordinary wonders, from the tea-covered hills of Ella to the amazing Sigiriya rock fortress, it's your turn to decide. Which of these breathtaking destinations would you visit first? If exploring Sri Lanka inspired you, make sure to subscribe for more unforgettable adventures. Until next time, Studi, that's thank you in Sinhala, and I'll see you in the next video.